Well, good morning, everybody. Today we are heading home. We woke about 5 in the morning to find out that the resort we stayed at has been destroyed by the fire. So all we have with us now is the clothes on our backs. We are it's sad, and we've cried a lot, and it feels bad to cry about the things that you have lost when it's so little compared to these people. So many people that's lost their homes, their cars, their jobs. Just think about the resort, Westgate Resort. All the employees, have you thought of that? All those employees that work there, they don't have a job. It's right here at Christmas. We get to go home, and we still have a home, and we still have our families still have their jobs. I don't mean for it to be a sad vlog. We are thankful, but it has been very emotional. Not at all the trip that we expected. We knew that there were fires when we came, but they weren't that close. But then there was just really strong high winds. I mean, very strong winds that kicked up, and they said that the fire was jumping as far as 5 miles. So before we knew it, it was on us, and there was nothing that anybody could do. It was just, there's nothing you could do. It's just terrible. And the rain that we were hoping to get didn't. I mean, we got a kind of a light rain, but it wasn't as much as we really needed. And I think we all had held on to hope that we'd get that good rain. We're still praying for rain. It may be too late for our stuff. It may be too late for a lot of people, but there's still other people out there holding on to hope. And we need to really pray for rain. And right now I'm just thankful that we're all safe and we're all together, and we're just praying for a safe trip home. And we'll keep you updated on our trip. Okay, so we thought it'd be a good thing we'll each tell our side of the story. We were all three, me, Brianna, and Ethan. When it all happened, we were all three in different places. So my point of view of the story, can you hold that for me? My view of the story, I'll say it very quickly. We're going to do condensed versions just because. But as we were sitting at Fuddruckers eating, Ethan, I had mentioned last night that Ethan had asked to stay at the room because we were going to a few stores, and he's a typical boy teenager. He didn't want to go. So Jennifer didn't really want to, but she allowed him to stay at the resort. And so anyway, we went to a couple shops, then we went to eat, and while we were eating, Ethan called and said that that we needed to hurry back because the wind had really picked up, and it looked as if cars were leaving, like lines of cars were leaving the resort. So we hung up, and we were trying to hurry up, finish eating. And while we were doing that, it was just, I don't know how much longer, a little bit. Jason, Jennifer's husband, called and said, hey, I just got a call from Ethan. It was the only number that Ethan could remember because he had to use somebody else's phone because he had went outside and locked himself out of the room. So he didn't have his phone. So he ran into somebody and asked for a phone. He called his daddy, told him what was going on. Jason called us and told us. So, said that Ethan was being evacuated and they were moving him to Rocky Top Sports Center. So we jumped straight up from the table. Jennifer took off with Brianna, Peyton, and Graylin. Me, Mom, Rachel, and my two boys were left. And they left. And so me and Mom, then Jason called us, and he was telling me, you can't go through the valley. The fire, they've blocked the roads, the fire's bad, and all of this. So me and Mom never got to that point that Jennifer and them got to. So we didn't get into the fire area. So we just kind of hung around town waiting to hear back how we were supposed to get somewhere. Weston's nerves got really bad and he got sick on his stomach, and so we had to deal with that. And then I ran in. We realized then we weren't going back to our room that night, but we still had hope that our room would be okay. But I had to go get diapers and things like that. While I was in getting diapers, I get the call from Ethan that they actually brought him to Food City in Pigeon Forge. So I called Jennifer and said, I'm on my way to pick Ethan up. I went and picked Ethan up, and Jennifer met us at Hardee's. A preacher that we know, and I think I've said this earlier, but they put us up at a place that's about an hour and a half from where we were. We stayed at their church. They have good facilities there for people, and we stayed there and had a nice place to sleep. I'm thankful for the safety that we had. So that's my side, which wasn't much excitement, it doesn't sound like, but it was very stressful. But now I believe, who's next? Ethan. Ethan, you can just, Ethan, here, put it right here. Yeah, in the middle. Ethan wants to tell his side.
So I was sitting inside the room, chilling, and sitting there watching YouTube on my tablet. I get this knock at the door, and I'm figuring, well, Mom's finally home. So I jump up, don't have my shoes on, walk over there, open the door. The staff is right there, but it's like a 2-door part to get into your room. So the door behind me shuts and locks. The staff is there. They have to get a MasterCard. I call my dad with one of the staff members' phones. They get me back in there, put my shoes on, grab a coat, grab my phone and my tablet, and kind of looked around to see if there was anything of worth that couldn't really be replaced that easily. Went outside. They said the fire was half a mile away. They took me to security. And this didn't take 5 minutes from the part where they got me out to the time I got on the shuttle. The shuttle had already left. I ran, got open the door, jumped in. And they said it was half a mile away, but by in 5 minutes time when I got into the bus, the power went out. All of a sudden people were stuck in the elevators. The tree caught on flames right beside us. As we drove through traffic, there was just fire everywhere. Looked up on a mountain and it looked like he was looking at the stars, just the parts of fire all over the place. We saw lines of fire just moving towards the resort. I finally got to Food City, waited there for a little bit, and Shauna came and got me, drove around some, got something to eat. We met up at Hardee's, Hardee's. We came to that church, slept, and woke up that morning, realized everything was gone. So, I'm not really sure the full extent. I know it is. I didn't get the worst of it, but it's a pretty bad loss for everybody.
We was at Fuddruckers eating, and then I looked at Mom, and as soon as she picked up the phone, I knew something was wrong. And so then we jumped out, went and got in the van, and Mama and them weren't fast enough, and they were gonna come in the car with us. So Mama just left them, and they had to all fit in at Shauna's car. And we was driving down the road, and I was praying that rain would come and Ethan would be safe. So we was driving up to the Rocky Top place, the sports center, and we was driving on this road, and the person in front of us pulled into the driveway and ran into their house real fast to get stuff, because the fire was right beside the road and right behind their house, and they was trying to get some stuff. And so we finally got there, and the winds were blowing like crazy. We finally got there, and Mama said she was going to run inside and get help, get directions, because 2 minutes before we pulled in, they told us Ethan was going to a different place. And so Mama, when
we ran out of memory, so we had to start over. So we're gonna start where we was earlier. So you tell them.
So so Mama ran in and she asked a man for directions back to Pigeon Forge because we didn't want to go back the same way we came because the roads were blocked off and there would have been traffic and the fire was right beside the road and stuff. So he was giving her some directions and stuff, and he said right now my house is burning. And
he looked at her and he was writing something down. He was writing the directions down and he looked at her and he said, "Look at me," and she looked at him and he said, "You can do this. You're strong." And then he said, "My house is burning down right now as we speak." And they both started crying, and then he gave her a hug and said, "Now go find your son and get out of here." So yeah.
So then he told us it would take like an hour to get back. So it took a while, and we was just driving down the road and stuff. And after that, we thought it would be hard to drive back because all the wind, but the road that we was driving on, there was a mountain right here and there was another mountain on the other side. So the wind, it blocked the wind. So we didn't get no wind. So we had a really good drive back. And,
Thank God.
but then once we started getting closer to the town, then we hit a little bit of traffic, which lasted about 15 minutes. And after that, it just cleared up, and then everybody was just driving back. And then we drove and met them at Hardee's, and they got Ethan something to eat. And then we didn't have nowhere to stay, so
we went to a preacher friend of ours, and we stayed at their church.
They were really nice.
Yeah, they bought a bunch of groceries for us and all. But I think the scariest part was when we came around the corner and there was fire like right there at the road.
Scariest part to me, the part that made me feel the most miserable, is when I looked up on the hill and I saw the first house on fire. That was the first time I've actually seen a wildfire that's uncontrolled and just burning stuff like crazy.
Oh yeah, we went in panic mode. When we seen the fire on the ground, it was everywhere. It looked like lava.
It was like 5 feet away from the road, and the people in front of us.
And the wind was blowing like crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. I thought we was gonna get blown off the road.
The car was shaking. But yeah, that's what happened to us. So yeah.
So we stopped to eat in Cleveland, Tennessee, and first of all, sorry about earlier with the puffy eyes. I was looking for my glasses. I couldn't find my glasses. I wanted to hide my face, but now I got my glasses. I feel a little better. Oops, hold on. I need to get over it. But, so anyway, we stopped in Cleveland at Taco Bell to get us something to eat. And while we were sitting there, Jennifer got her phone out, got on Facebook, and there was a live feed on there of news coverage at Westgate Resort. And they were showing everything, you know, what was left and all this. Well, you know, the news that we had before, we were just getting hearsay from people, but there was a person that worked there that had said Westgate is gone, and you were hearing things where people were saying, you know, it's finished, it's engulfed in flames. And if you watch the video from last night, it looks like the whole place is on fire. But while we were at Taco Bell, we got the footage, and sure enough, registration building is completely down. A lot of the buildings are completely burned, but there are a few remaining structures that are untouched. That being our condo area looks to be untouched. And right now we're just holding on to hope. We are heading on home because I know it'll probably be at least a day or so before they'll give any clearance to go in to that area, because they are still checking for any gas lines or anything like that. So Sorry, we had a little glitch there. I keep having trouble. But I was saying that they're still checking for any gas lines that could, you know, something could go wrong there or whatever. We have to wait and make sure that everything's safe before we can go back. But hopefully within a couple of days, they'll be able to clear it for us to hopefully come get our stuff. We're very hopeful right now. But anyway, we're about an hour. No. I think we're around 30 minutes now from our home. It is very sad.
Baptist Church.
A little roadside update from Peyton there. Anyway, so we're glad that we have hope for our stuff, but at the same time, still very sad that people have lost so much stuff that, you know, it's just pitiful. It's so sad. I think the thing I always think about the most is like pictures and things like that that just can't be replaced. You know, it's terrible. But anyway, continue to keep praying, as we will too, for all the loss. And also, if our skies here are looking very, very cloudy, very heavy with rain, which is wonderful news. And we're hoping that will continue, and we'll head on over to Tennessee and pour down showers of blessings, as they say. It would definitely be a blessing. So anyway, y'all just continue to pray. We'll update later. Oh, we made it back home.
Rowan's gonna hug you.
I am so... Look, get your drink up there in the dash.
My drink.
Are you happy to be back and to see your mommy?
Yes.
You're happy to be back, Peyton?
Yeah.
So, yep, we're just getting home.
They're waiting on the porch.
Look at them on the porch. They're so excited. My nephews are at my house waiting on me to come home. We are so excited to be home.